Alexandra Mosquera is a journalism student at FIU who came to the United States with an F1 visa.
I'm an F1 visa student, and there's a couple requirements to get an F1 visa. One of them is to be admitted full-time to a college or university in the United States. Another one is to have the intention to return to your home country post-graduation. And the last one is to have enough financial support for your entire studies while you're in the United States to cover tuition, living expenses, all of those costs. There are also a couple restrictions as far as working when you hold an F1 visa. One of them is that you cannot work off campus, you can work on campus. You can also work only 20 hours a week, so meaning part-time, while the school session is going on. So if it's a winter break, spring break, or summer break, you can work full-time. However, after you graduate, you can apply for OPT, which is optional practical training. This you can apply before you graduate, 90 days before that, or 60 days after you graduate. This means that for 12 months in this OPT, you are allowed to work. It has to be strictly related to your field of studies. But there's also the option to go and make that longer. So you can go from 12 months of OPT, you can prolong it to 17 months on top of that, meaning that in total you will have 29 months to stay in the United States and have a job.
Even though Alexandra was aware of the F1 visa rules before she applied, she still believes the immigration system of the United States could change to benefit students in her similar situation.
When I first applied to a college in the United States in 2010, I knew what I was getting myself into. Yet I believe that the system in the United States, as far as F1 visas, could definitely improve. For example, they could lower the tuition costs for international students, or maybe reconsider the working restrictions for these international students. There could be a possibility to work off campus. If it's not full-time, at least part-time, but not to be bound to work only on campus. Also, I believe that the OPT could be prolonged from 1 year to 2 years, and then still have those 17 months that you can add to it still be available.
Elizabeth Rose Blandon, an immigration attorney in South Florida, talks about the purpose of a student visa for students who come to the United States.
First of all, when a foreign student comes to the United States on a student visa, what many people don't realize is that that student is here for the limited purpose of studying.
Attorney Blandon describes the OPT program as one of the options for students with a visa.
Depending on their studies, they can get something known as practical training, OPT, optional practical training. And what that does is you've already done your studies, you've completed your studies, and now you're going to do like an internship, but you do get paid for it. People who have studied STEM studies, science, technology, engineering, and math, get a longer period of work available to them, that they can work legally in the United States. While they're working, whether they're STEM students or other types of students get about a year. While they're working, they do get a work permit and they do get a Social Security. So it sounds wonderful to start in OPT because here you are, you're now starting, putting your toe in the door of the United States. You're starting with your credit, you're starting with a work permit. The problem is that door is going to be very quickly slammed in their face. They only have OPT for a certain period of time, and then they find themselves in the same situation where they have to leave.
Attorney Blandon also explains how she feels about the immigration system in the United States.
There's no way that you can day in and day out represent foreign students without getting an opinion on the matter. And as an immigration attorney of the United States, I'm almost embarrassed by our system because in a perfect world, I think we would do what President Obama has said and what others before him have said, which is someone who has a degree, a higher degree, should have a green card stapled to their diploma when they graduate. Otherwise, what we're doing is we are training our competitors and then forcing them to leave the United States.